could hear nothing, just silence. I couldn't hear the ticking clock. I couldn't hear the light switch, no matter how much I flicked it. I couldn't hear the toilet flushing. I couldn't even hear the sound of my breathing. I couldn't hear my feet touching the floor. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would like to invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I have more videos for you that will help you push out of your comfort zone and into your spotlight. Hi, this is Liz, and today we are going to talk about a very important topic, which is gratitude. Many people don't think they take what they have for granted, and I was one of them. They believe they're grateful for their family, their health, their life. But when was the last time, and be honest, when was the last time you truly felt gratitude for something as simple as hearing the wind whisper through the trees, the laughter of a loved one, or the sound of your own breathing? I thought I understood what gratitude was until July 30th, 2024, when everything changed. Well, I caught COVID and I was really sick. But before I could fully recover, I was still coughing a little bit. I caught a double ear infection. It wasn't painful at all. I just started not hearing properly. You know, when your ears feel plugged when you have a cold, that's how it felt. I couldn't hear well. But I never imagined that ear infection would take something so precious from me. I never imagined that I would wake up one night and not be able to hear, that I wake up to silence. I remember that night so clearly. I went to bed as usual, closed my eyes, expecting to wake up to a normal morning, to the familiar rhythm of life. But instead, no, that's not what happened. I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I could hear nothing, just silence. I couldn't hear the ticking clock. I couldn't hear the light switch, no matter how much I flicked it. I couldn't hear the toilet flushing. I couldn't even hear the sound of my breathing. I couldn't hear my feet touching the floor. It was like waking up in a nightmare, to be honest. And of course, as you can imagine, I freaked out. I totally panicked. Panic just wrapped around me like a vice. I was so afraid. And it was as if not hearing, it was as if I was cut off from the world. I felt so isolated, and I felt like I was locked inside a box, an invisible box where no sound could reach me. And the next days, my children and my husband, they wrote messages on paper to be able to communicate with me because I could only see their lips moving. I couldn't hear anything. And our house that was always filled with so much noise and laughter and music and conversation just went silent, especially for me. Most of us never stop to think about the things we assume will always be there. We don't wake up grateful for the ability to stand, to walk until we meet someone who can't. We don't appreciate the ease of breathing, how easy it is, until sickness steals it away from us. We don't cherish the people we love until we no longer have time to say what we wish we had. And we don't think about the gift of hearing until there's silence, until it's gone. After losing my hearing, I did undergo surgery, and I recovered 40% of my hearing. It's a bit more than that now, but I'm still waiting for more. And it's been 8 months, but I believe with everything in me that I will be fully healed and I will fully recover my hearing. But I have to tell you that the first few months were painful, not only physically, but emotionally. There was so much going on in my ears. They were tough. I did not only have to deal with not hearing enough, I was also not whatever I could hear, I was not hearing it properly. And I was plagued by tinnitus. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it tinnitus? I'm not sure. But I had ringing in my ears. I still do. And I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. And I still do. That hasn't gone away yet. Just imagine hearing your heartbeat thudding in your ears 24/7. 7 days a week. Every second. And it getting louder when you're exercising or stressed or tired. It's horrible. And for 7 months, every voice I heard was also robotic and mechanical, and that included my own voice. My own voice sounded like a stranger's voice, and sometimes I didn't even want to speak because I didn't want to hear myself, my voice. But the worst thing I really struggled with was not being able to listen to music because it was completely broken. Completely broken. For example, country music sounded like rap music. And I couldn't recognize songs I've listened to for years. Songs I've loved. They all sounded so completely empty and different. But things did get better, and last month I started recognizing some songs again. Not all. I'm still discovering. My brain is still adjusting, still relearning. I still watch TV with subtitles, but I'm catching more and more spoken words. It's still a challenge to talk on the phone sometimes, and it can be exhausting. But I'm coping with that, and I'm doing my best to ignore the sounds of my heartbeat and the ringing in my ears. Hopefully that will go away once the ear tubes fall out. They fall out on their own. For now, when it becomes too much and I'm struggling too much, I'm grateful for technology. Yes, sometimes I have to wear hearing aids to hear and understand properly. And at first, I was ashamed and devastated that it came to this. But I'm learning to accept it, and I'm learning that it doesn't make me any less of who I am. It just helps me get through my day. It helps me function. It helps me do what I have to do. And I'm so grateful for that. And in the waiting, I have learned something really important, really valuable. I have learned to be grateful. More grateful than I used to be before I went deaf. I have learned to be deeply, intentionally, fiercely grateful. And now I focus on what I still have, what I can still enjoy. I'm a full-time author, and I can still write my books. I can still see the beauty of this world. I can still hold my children in my arms and my husband in my arms and feel their warmth. I can still laugh, I can still play, I can still live, I can still taste, I can still smell, I can still walk, I can still breathe. I'm alive. And hearing loss is not going to stop me from living. I've gone through worse in my life, by the way, so this is nothing. But not everyone gets a wake-up call like mine. But if you're watching this video, you don't have to wait for one. You don't have to lose something precious to start appreciating it. You don't have to wake up one day and realize what you should have been grateful for all along. So take a moment, right this second, right now, to appreciate the things you never think about. The things you take for granted because you think they're always going to be there. It's not guaranteed. What's here today is not guaranteed to be there tomorrow. Feel your heartbeat. Listen to the world around you. Look at the people in your life. Like really look at them instead of your screen. Be grateful before you're given a chance to regret not being grateful sooner. I lost my hearing, but I gained perspective, and in that way, I am lucky. I feel lucky. I'm very grateful. So don't wait for life to remind you how lucky you are. Be grateful now. I keep telling myself that what happened to me happened for a reason. Maybe this is it. Simply to remind you not to take your life for granted, your senses for granted, whatever you have or can do for granted. And I'm okay with that. Then it was worth going through all the pain. If this message resonated with you and you're ready to embrace life and be grateful for every moment and to live fully and on your own terms, I'd love for you to join me on this journey. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on more inspiration and practical tips to help you live with purpose and strength. Together, we'll learn to appreciate what we have before it's too late. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.